Thank you everybody for listening and for coming, and thanks Ravi for the introduction. So my name is Ayman Samman. I work with Dr. Leonardo Sista on this project here. I'm going to talk briefly about my project, which is of collaborative work with my committee here, and the AHL, and it's funded by UMAFRA. So little work has been done on small flocks in Ontario. The objectives of my project will be to obtain baseline knowledge on the prevalence of infectious diseases in small flocks in Ontario. That's the main objective, the first main objective. And the second is to understand the common husbandry practices in small flocks. And the third is to improve the role of owners in the surveillance and biosecurity. So the project has started last October, and for the duration of 2 years. The submissions should be from non-commercial poultry flocks and should be adhering to the following inclusion criteria: less than 300 flock size of broilers, less than 100 of layers, and less than 50 of turkeys, and 300 or less of game and waterfowls. Both owners and flocks should reside in Ontario, and the time of the submission, the owners are asked to fill a biosecurity questionnaire. So once the case is submitted, the AHL staff will do a thorough pathology examination, including necropsy and histopathology. Also, there is a panel of bacterial and viral tests to be done next. So I will briefly speak about the preliminary results I've got. We received 21 submissions so far, which is not a very big number in 5 months, with 47 diagnoses, out of which there's over 50% are infectious etiologies. Parasitic etiologies account for over a third. Bacterial will accounted for around a third as well. Viral accounted for almost a quarter, and there was one diagnosis of fungal, which was Aspergillus fumigatus. So out of the 7 diagnoses of viral etiologies, Merrick's was diagnosed 4 times. Infectious bronchitis was diagnosed 2 times, and infectious laryngomyelitis was diagnosed 1 time. Various ecto and endoparasites were detected in the cases. Most commonly, the biting lice here. E. coli and mycoplasma were both diagnosed twice, associated with diseases. Other bacterial diagnoses were Erysipelotheryx and Enterococcus. We've got two bacterial disease diagnoses with unknown cause. So what we've done so far is it's still like an ongoing project, and we received 21 cases so far in 5 months. So the next thing, we are going to further advertise the project in hatcheries and broker dealers, feed dealers, mills, etc. I've created a database that includes all information from pathology and microbiology, but this is going to be expanding. And another database is going to be done to capture all the information of the biosecurity and the questionnaire data, and that will be all put together and analyzed later on. I would like to thank my committee and the AHL for the collaborative work. I would like to thank UMAFRA for funding, and I would like to thank you for coming and listening, and thank you very much.
Then I can take one quick question. Better. Have these chickens been vaccinated with any kinds of these viruses that
So this question is one of the questions in the questionnaire. Some of the chicken are vaccinated and some of them are. So the owners sometimes don't know. So we get an answer sometimes yes, sometimes unsure, and sometimes no. Most of the time they don't know what exactly the vaccines are, but because it's when they, if it's vaccinated naturally, so we assume it's Merck's.
So how do you recognize between vaccinous rates and pathogenic types?
Sorry again? How do you?
Vaccinous rates and pathogenic types, how do you recognize?
So the virological tests are done by the AHL staff. It depends on where the swabs are taken. So for most of the assays, we do take two swabs, like one from the trachea and one is cloacal swabs. So based on the where the lesion, where the swab was taken. So
Okay.
that's all.
Thank
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ayman.